What?
It's time now for My Two Favorite Librarians, brought to you by the Copper Tree Boutique in Dale's Grand Market, located in beautiful, historic downtown Amherst.
Hi, this is My Two Favorite Librarians. I'm Denise Corey.
I'm Chantel Taylor, and today we're going to talk about books with multiple authors.
So, a few weeks ago, we talked about authors with pseudonyms, and this kind of matches up.
A little bit, yeah.
I had talked about a couple of books that I had read, and you said, oh, those are multiple authors. So we kind of thought, well, let's go on and talk about books with multiple authors.
So, there's numerous ways that you can accomplish this. There's an author who's actually two people.
There's not numerous ways I can accomplish it because I can't write my way out of a paper bag, but there's numerous ways that authors accomplish this.
I'm speaking in the general we. So there are authors that are actually two people.
But with one name on the book.
With one name. So like Nikki French.
Or, as you pointed out to me the other week, Christina Lawrence.
Or Alona Andrews. It was actually really difficult to find authors. When you Google it, it's not a great search. There was lots of things about like multiple personalities.
Oh.
And like people who had helped their spouse, right? Like someone who may have been like reading chapters for like a famous, like the Fitzgeralds.
Right.
Or Nabokov, apparently his wife. It's not the same thing.
Right.
We're talking about two people who are writing in tandem the same book.
Now, one of my favorites is Will Grayson.
Now, that's not two people writing as one author. That's my next category.
Okay, sorry, I jumped ahead. I'm a jumper.
Which is authors who write together but are named separately. And there's several subcategories of this.
Okay.
Because you have people who...
You have done all of the work around this.
I have, yeah. So people who may write a one-off, like Bad Omens, which is Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. So they wrote one book together.
It's called Good Omens.
What did I say?
Bad Omens.
Oh. It is Bad Omens, though. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, things go badly for the earth, but it's called Good Omens. I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. The amazing, accurate predictions of Agnes Nutter Witch, I believe is the subtitle.
You know the one I mean.
Yes.
You also have authors. Now, Will Grayson would technically fall under authors who have just written a book together, because that's John Green and David
Levithan.
Levithan?
Yeah.
Or Levan? Levithan?
Oh, I thought it was Levithan.
Let's go with that.
All right.
You also have people who write together and maybe write several books together. Maybe a series, lots of YA series. So Beautiful Creatures, which is written by, I have to turn a page, sorry, by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll.
You know, I've never read that.
I read the first one.
Did you like it?
It was all right. It wasn't my favorite, but it was very popular at the time.
I feel like that's not enough to make me read it.
You have, again, David Levithan and Rachel Cohen.
Yes.
Who have written numerous books together, and none of them are really connected. So Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Yes.
Dash and Lily's Book of Dares.
Right.
Eli and, I can't remember, Naomi's. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what that one's called. It was my least favorite of their books together. They both have separate careers, but they come together occasionally and write like a YA book together.
And Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist was cute.
I loved those books.
I know you did, but
Dash and Lily.
I find that those teens are just too smart and self-aware.
That's what I like, because I know I was stupid. I wish I was smart and self-aware and into the coolest things ever when I was 16.
Into the coolest things, no.
A lot of YA. So Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. Mm-hmm. So Jenny Han For All the Boys I've Loved Before,
Yes.
which is a big movie on Netflix. If you've got Netflix, go watch it. It's adorable. They wrote a series before. I can't remember what Siobhan Vivian's
Other series was?
Yeah, I can't think of off the top of my head.
Moving right along.
Yeah. The Royal We by Heather Cox and Jessica Morgan.
Right. I've forgotten about that. That's a cute book.
Guernsey Literary Pie and Potato Whatever.
The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society.
Yeah. By Marianne Schaefer and Annie Burroughs.
Burroughs, yeah. One of them passed away.
Really?
And then the other one finished the book.
Well, that was another one of my categories. What if somebody dies and someone has to finish their books, like I'll Be Gone in the Dark?
Oh, yeah. I like the parts that Michelle McNamara wrote more than the other parts because you can tell.
Oh, you definitely can.
Because her writing is really good, which, I mean, it's true crime. It is not a genre I enjoy reading, but I actually did find that book very fascinating, although completely terrifying.
Totally. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Just like I'm clenching my fists thinking about it. It's very... Okay, I'm better now.
Also, I believe Tolkien's son has finished writing something, or I can't remember what it's called. I want to say the Grimoire, but that's not anything to do with the Hobbits. Adam would know. I should text him, but oh well. Oh, Adam, did Tolkien's son finish a book for him after he died?
Oh, he did a whole bunch, yes.
Okay, so I'm right.
Name one of them so that we can finish radio.
The Grimoire. What's the... it starts with an S.
No,
The Silmarillion?
That was Tolkien.
Okay.
He did the one that was based on the Harud. It was all they did sketches.
You're failing, Adam.
I know, I can't think of the name of it. He also took all of the notes that Tolkien had left and he did the History of the Ring.
Oh.
Volume 7.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Adam.
We're done now. Go away.
The Children of Harud.
Thank you, Adam. Okay, we've just asked Adam. He just walked by us. And I was right. Tolkien's son did. So the Children of Harun? Anyway, I'm right. That's all that matters. There's also author anthologies.
I see. Now, I'm not counting an author anthology.
Why not? It has multiple authors.
But it's an anthology.
But no, I'm counting it.
I dispute your counting.
I don't care. I'm going ahead. So there are lots of anthologies out there. There was the Dresden Files. What's his name? Jim Butcher? Yes, he does. But there's an anthology where a bunch of authors have it's like 14.5 or something.
Where a bunch write about different wizards
or something. There's one for the Shadowhunters.
Funny because I just finished reading the first Dresden Files.
Nice. Mm-hmm. There's lots of YA books where they write on a single topic. So Stephanie Perkins, who's a pretty well-known YA author, she had a Summer Days, Summer Nights anthology. And My True Love Gave to Me kind of a winter anthology. There's also Let It Snow.
Yes, that's one I was thinking of.
So
although I dispute your claim that anthologies count.
You gave me no guidelines. You said multiple authors.
But I have guidelines in my head that are correct.
You do not communicate them. Anywho, my last topic is the James Patterson method.
Oh my goodness. So I believe that he actually writes nothing.
I think he may come up, and this isn't just James Patterson. Other authors are now doing this too.
Yes.
Long-term
authors have done this before, but you really notice it with James Patterson because it's always James Patterson and Maxine Petro or James Patterson and blah, blah, blah. And James Patterson, I don't think James Patterson actually writes anything.
I think he may come up with the kernel of an idea.
I doubt he even does that.
Let's give him a little credit.
I give him credit for creating...
We have to buy 25,000 books of his every year.
I give him credit for creating an industry of books that, people obviously enjoy them because they're always in great demand.
And we can't keep up with them.
I just think that he doesn't write them. I think he just profits from them. So I give him credit for coming up with a great plan.
It's interesting. I don't know if you remember a few years ago, probably 10 years ago, when Gwyneth Paltrow came out with her first cookbook. And I don't know if this was specifically aimed at Gwyneth Paltrow because people don't like Gwyneth Paltrow, but there was a big sort of brouhaha about her not writing her cookbook. So it does say in the cookbook, Julie Turshen, who is a very well-known cookbook author in her own right 10 years later. She has several really, really good cookbooks. I love her. Was her helper person, and I can't...
Ghostwriter?
No, not ghostwriter because she is mentioned. I can't just remember the word that they used. Like, she wasn't a recipe tester.
They didn't make her a co-author.
No, but she was there. Her picture was in the book. Like, there's pictures of her, like Gwyneth Paltrow, and like they weren't hiding it. And cookbook authors tend,
You need recipe testers.
yes, and
I would be a recipe tester.
I'm sure
no,
you
but I
would.
don't actually want to make the things.
But I imagine it's really hard to write a cookbook where you're writing instructions. You have to go over those things 150,000 times to make sure that
it doesn't
the
say
steps-
a tablespoon of salt when you meet a teaspoon.
Well, and not only that, but like sometimes people write their abbreviations different. Are you missing a step that you assume people will know to do? So like I imagine like in a way Julie Turshen would have been a co-author, but it was more like, oh, you're missing a step here. Oh, step 3 and step 5 need to be reversed, or like that
This
kind
doesn't
of.
make sense.
So cookbooks are one that often have multiple authors, although the celebrity front often takes front and center.
Right, of course. So yeah, you're like Jamie Oliver and you're Rachel Ray. They're not doing that all by themselves.
No, I would agree.
So next week, we're going to talk about local authors.
Oh, are we?
I know, it makes you cranky. That's okay. You should read some local authors. Maybe you'll find something you like.
No, that's okay.
I should talk about the library. Now, I'm going to mention that we are recording this in advance, so who knows what marvelous things have happened in between. I'm going to assume marvelous things have happened. There's like a vaccine, or like aliens have come and cured us all. Good things. But as of the time that we're recording this, the Forefathers Library in Amherst is open 20 hours a week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can find the hours on our website. We are restricting the amount of people who can come in at a time, half an hour of computer use. You can go into the shelves and pick out books. We're asking you, if you touch something that you don't take home, to put it in one of our quarantine bins, because everything then sits for 72 hours before we put it back out on the shelf. We're trying our best to keep everybody safe. We have contactless pickup in Pugwash and Advocate. Call those branches to get details. And we're still doing borrow by mail. We will mail things to your house. Did I miss something?
Summer Reading Club is still happening. You can find out all the information on our website. You can now pick up, if you're in Pugwash or Advocate, you can give them a call, and they have summer reading journals for kids or the teen logbook. Give us a call and we can send it to you in the mail. Julie, of course, is doing activities every day on our Facebook page. So
And some of those are quite hilarious. I know I'm not the age group for those activities, but Tongue Twister Tuesday amuses me to no end.
So yeah, there's lots of good stuff on there for all ages. So yeah, check out our Facebook, check out our website. We're slowly working away at the website.
Yep. You can also find us on Instagram and on Facebook. We have My Two Favorite Librarians Facebook group.
Yes.
And we post some podcast videos on there so you can see our faces. I was going to say beautiful, but I really have a face for radio. And we post some articles on there. Sometimes Chantel shares things about the podcast she listens to. I like to share books that I'm reading on there so that I can brag about how many books I've read a year, because I think I'm quite fancy or something. I don't know.
What are you currently reading?
I just finished Robert Bloch's Jack the Ripper but it was a graphic novel adaptation by Joe and John Lansdale.
Okay.
And it's set in 1940s Chicago.
Interesting.
And it's a graphic novel. Did I say that?
Yes, you
I
did, but
say
that's
that.
okay.
Okay. So, yeah.
Oh, graphic novels are multiple authors. Would we count that as a multiple author where you've got two, like an illustrator and a writer making a story with two different media? I meant to put that in.
Didn't even occur to me. Yeah, of course. I mean, you can't tell the story in a graphic novel without having the images. What would be the point? And then it's just a book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, next week, local authors.
Yeah. You didn't ask me what I'm reading.
Oh, I didn't ask you. What are you reading? Oh, please tell me it's about were-hedgehogs.
It's not.
Oh.
It's a very, very serious book.
I feel like you're lying.
It's called Skincare by Carolyn Hirons, who is one of my favorite influencers. And she just put out her book, and I love it. If you'd like some good skincare advice, if you're 20, maybe you don't want to listen to Carolyn Hirons. If you're closer to 50, she's a wonderful resource.
I have a lot of these, like...
Wash your face. Carolyn Hirons, twice a day, Denise. Twice a day.
Is that going to get rid of my wrinkles?
No, but it's going to get rid of the dirt on your face.
You make me sound filthy.
Everybody has dirt on your face. You put sunscreen on, the dirt is clinging to you. We're in dusty books all day long. Clinging to your face. I just hit the microphone.
I am thinking that this conversation is done.
I did order the book for the library, so it will be. I'm listening to her because I need someone to yell at me about things. So I'm listening.
I will yell at you about things.
No, not you. Carolyn Hirons.
You never listen to me.
Sometimes when I'm really lazy and I think I'm just too tired, I'm not going to wash my face, I like to imagine that I'm on a skincare version of What Not to Wear, and Carolyn Hirons is secretly watching me, and she's going to come out and yell at me, and nobody wants that.
Okay.
And it makes me go and wash my face immediately.
Okay. I have no response to that. Next week, we're going to talk about local authors.
Mostly you.
We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
My two favorite librarians, brought to you by the Copper Tree Boutique in Dales Grand Market, located in beautiful, historic downtown Amherst.